The following is a transcript of a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. October 26th, 2020. Save and spend. I am. Tick, tock, me. I am. Tick, tock. It was heard when the first drop of consciousness moved the waters of essence. Tick, tock. It resonated, driving the waves of frequency. Tick, tock. It marked the beginning of time. Me. Tum, tum. I pressed the drop, creating the waves that expanded. Tum, tum. It propelled the vibrational water back to the center like an echo. Tum, tum. It marked the beginning of space. I am. The pulsating essence became movement, me, and movement became experimental existence. I am. In its expansion, it generated creative energy, me, and your creation used energy to integrate. I am. The creator became the created, me, and what was created became creator. I am. The one who manifested arranged his energy for the emergence of the universe, me, and the one who lives the universe arranged his energy for the return to the cosmos. I am. The divine struck the mundane, me. The mundane prompted the divine. I am. The cosmos began to give all of itself, me. The universe began to receive everything for itself. I am. Give. Me. Receive. I am. What do you do with what I give you of me? Me. I take it to create. What do you do with what you receive from me? I am. I take it to believe. What do you create? Me. My life, both inside and out. What do you think? I am. In your life, both internal and external. What do you do with what you create? Me. Experiment, play, learn. What do you do with what you believe in? I am. I integrate, I enjoy, I understand. What do you get from what you create? Me. Pleasure. What do you get from what you believe? I am. Fullness. What do you give me? Me. Knowledge arising from all the things I experience and apprehend. What is it that you give me? I am. Wisdom, emerged from all the things that I integrate and understand. But, do you give me everything you can give me? Me. Sometimes I keep things for myself. And you? I am. I have nothing to keep for myself. I give it all. Me. It's not fair then. What do we do with this? I am. Exchange. That is change between us. Change comes from the Indo-European scamb, which means curve. That is to say, that what goes will soon turn and come back. Change is an interruption in the fixed objective forward. It is the modification of something established. When you are the one who changes, it implies that your path has twisted in another direction. But when you exchange with another, it means that both one and the other will get something, because the one who comes from the direction you are going has something to give you to reach your destination, and you have something to give to reach his. Me. In the exchange, there is what we consider barter, exchanging one thing for another considered to have a fair value. That is, you have to have something of the same weight to be able to exchange. I am. In the matter, it is like that, because it is considered that what allows you to survive in life is your capacity for strength and courage. He who is strong is he who survives. Strong, in Indo-European, it is said val, which gives rise to the words brave, bravery, courageous, and of course, value. In English, all these words have different origins, although they have their expression, valiant. The word brave, for example, comes from the short form of the term with which the natives of Northern and Central Europe were known, the barbarians, who were strong and brave, whose linguistic attribution refers to be bad and aggressive. Thus, the things that were strong, virile, were those that were considered of value. But many things are strong, so something unusual had to be found in order to account. Thus, the minerals like silver, they became a fundamental source. Alpine mines in Bavaria, Austria, and Switzerland served to generate this accounted value. The peso de la plata, during the rule of the Spanish House of Austria, caused the term peso and silver to expand in the American colonies of the 15th century to refer to value, currency, exchange money. But the Bohemian Germans called him Thaler, which became later the word that Americans would call dollar. Me. My country, Argentina, is called that because in Latin, silver is argentum, and it was the colony through which all the silver from the mines of the Andes was exported from Bolivia, El Rio de la Plata, where the boats full of this material left for Europe. I am. Barter is no longer useful in a system where there are many people who produce things that not everyone needs. Thus, the currency begins to have a value, a weight, which is symbolically equivalent to all the things that barter used to supply. Me. It's symbolic. I am. All value is symbolic and relative because the value of things exists in appreciation, in the mind, not in matter. For a culture, a seed can be more valuable than gold because gold does not multiply or eat, and life is about multiplying and eating. But precisely for other cultures, this is what gives it value, that it is something limited, that not everyone can have, that it is not easily accessible, and that it is not in the hands or mouth of everyone. Thus they give the seeds of value based on silver and gold. Me. To take control over things. I am. It is the way in which kingdoms exist, in which the weight of a country, of an empire, is based. It is based on that government's ability to manage the weight of its currency, to manage the value of the things it owns. Me. And that's wrong? I am. It all depends on the context, as always. But we are going to analyze this from 3 different levels. The first will be the individual, then the social, and then the conscious. First of all, the individual is based on survival. What we have already talked about, a being, both from the organic and biological point of view, passing through his emotion, as well as from his beliefs, everything is programmed to live as long as possible, to survive in existence. This means that the body has been built with the intention of saving energy. Me. Energy is the currency of the universe. I am. Everything in the universe is energy. The silver, the coin, the food, a hug, everything is energy. And the intention and attention that I put into that energy is what gives it more or less weight. Therefore, value. Atoms are grouped into molecules in order to save energy. Molecules are arranged in chemical elements to save energy and find stability. Minerals are ordered to find stability. Vegetables save energy by converting it to starch. Animals save energy by eating as much as they can in the face of possible shortages. Humans save energy by harvesting, managing the resources obtained. As you will see, all living beings do this, for the simple fact that their atoms do it. It is a way to find stability, independence, security. Me. What does it mean to save? I am. Saving comes from the Arabic al-hur, which means to be free. It was the denomination used to refer to an enslaved person who was given back his freedom and made independent without a master. In English, to save comes from the Latin salve, which means to save, take care of something, what has been acquired, protect what has been achieved, and joins the concept to earn. It comes from the ancient Germanic languages asnonia and arnon, which means harvest. That gives rise to the way of saving in other languages such as Italian. These concepts lead us to understand that a free being could now grow his own food and manage his house. In Greek, put in the house in order is said oikos, house, nomos, order, origin of the word economy. And that order is to manage what you eat with what you survive, which is managed in the kitchen, heart of the house. There it is understood that the center of life is food. The kitchen is the center of your own freedom that leads you to cook your own harvest. Saving is not stingy then, but a free being capable of managing without a master, of finding balance by himself. Me, a new concept, or so old that it was lost. I am. And this brings us to the second level, the social. Freedom leads us to make a double effort because now, not depending on others, we have to make an effort, weight, value, to achieve it by ourselves, which leads us to the search for teamwork. A family eats all from the same table, shares, and therefore everyone must contribute and do something to have a full plate. Whether sewing, harvesting, cooking, or studying, everyone gives. The family, thus, is the basis of the free society that seeks to economize through exchange. It is the first conscientious emergence of this exchange, but still based on the idea of survival. Love becomes a form of economy. Through food, everyone stays together. Societies rely on this forced exchange to survive. Me. What would it be to spend? I am. Etymologically, both for English and Spanish, the origin is you, from the Indo-European, which gives rise to the Latin concept vacare, that is, the same origin of the word empty. In Spanish, the term spend comes from the Latin expendere, which means to drop, release, spend something. The things are missing, the absence of something. To spend, therefore, is also to devastate, to lose, to do things in vain. If all of nature seeks stability by taking care of the energy resources produced, then to spend is to consider the possibility of not having them, of losing them, of having done work in vain. Fear of scarcity, of loss, of not having. Me. How does one get rid of that fear? I am. By giving. Me. But that is against the principle of saving. I am. It is if you see it as duality. In the current economic conception, humans interpret two types of results in life: win or lose. Winning takes us back to the Germanic arnan, which means harvest, and losing in Spanish comes from the Latin perdere, meaning to and to give. In Spanish, the word to lose comes from the Indo-European liu, which means to let be free. Liberating, then, is recurrent in economic terms. As you will see, the dual concepts on which the competitive human worldview is based are ridiculous concepts for nature, which understands that it is the freedom of beings and their search for stability that naturally leads to the search for balance, harmony, exchange. In the attempt to make it an intelligent process, they have become the laughingstock of the other natural kingdoms. The other kingdoms live from survival and yet remain in balance, freely receiving and giving. The only way to save energy at the atomic level is to join in sharing that energy at the molecular level. Giving and receiving are natural functions, not philosophical. Me. Until the third stage arrives, consciousness. I am. This is when I realize that giving and receiving are a unique circuit of exchange. That losing does not imply being empty, but rather opening up to the possibility of receiving something new that previously could not reach me because that space was full. The universe will not give you anything that you later waste. Humans, instead of saving, you become accumulators. The fear of scarcity turns you into a kind of Diogenes, accumulating things without a sense of utility in the just in case, when true freedom is found in giving without expecting anything in return. It is at that moment when I enable the natural circuit of things. Those who simply are, who let themselves be, are not afraid of losing everything because they know that loss is the prelude to reception. But if you get stuck in the vision of emptiness, of poverty, then you will be full of preconceptions. Consciousness is the stage in which the being is freed from preconceptions and recognizes that nothing really belongs to him and that he can have everything without being attached to it because he will always have what he needs if he knows how to give. Me. So, should I save? I am. If it is to accumulate just in case, then I advise you not. If it is for a specific goal or purpose, then yes. Well, it is useless to accumulate energy if it will not be used. All energy must have a goal to go to, otherwise it is lost. That is, it is released. If you want to get crops, you must spend your energy, not accumulate it. Remember, to spend means to harvest. It is to cut the fruit, to obtain the seed. It is to invest, from the Latin to pour something inside, to direct the energy towards a specific place. Remove the moral weight that you have placed on the word spending as a synonym of scarcity. Remove the weight that you have placed on the word saving with the connotation of survival. For weight is a mental value not applicable in the world of matter. Me. The peso has no value. A very Argentine phrase, hee hee. I am. Nothing has, if you don't give it to it. And it has everything if you give it to it. Save your energy to be spent on what will bear fruit. Me. I free myself from the preconceptions of saving and spending to be free and harvest my fruits.